season. Obviously, there have been some pretty good launches, and there's been some kind of not so good launches. Not I won't even call it launches. I'll just say like photo releases. But yeah, I'm super excited for the new season to start. I think we're like a week away or something like that. So let's just talk about this. You sit back, relax, while we talk about the new 2024 Formula One cars. Let's get into it. I'm gonna try and go from worst to best. Now, I personally think that the Haas car is at last. I don't really think that it looks that much different livery-wise. I don't think there's anything much, if anything. I know that they're like in a difficult spot just due to, money constraints. They really haven't been performing their best, and that can kind of be seen whenever their launch was just like releasing photos. They don't have the money, the resources to do something like that. So, I hope that they do well. They have the Ferrari unit inside of it, so I hope that they can, I don't know, do a lot better than whatever last year was. There are times, I think their main issue was their tires, if I remember correctly. If they can, focus on that and, I don't know, not make it as bad, that'll be good for this season. There's so many different teams, though, to where, the pack is closing up. So maybe Haas has something to look forward to. But that's what I'm going to put for 10th spot. Not really much there to say about them. I think today they actually went out to do some, preseason testing. So the car was actually seen for the first time. But that's all I really have to say about Haas. Now, the next car that I'm going to say, honestly, that is in the 9th spot for me. I'm looking down at my laptop because I have the images, so I can kind of like speak about it while I look at it. I'm going to say Alpine, honestly. What a disappointment. They have two liveries, the blue and the pink, and on both of them, it was just carbon. I think that everybody during that launch was just like Ocon and Pierre, that kind of same reaction. It's just kind of astounding, the fact that they took off so much color off of the car, and as we like look through it, like these other cars, you'll notice that not everyone ended up doing that. So I don't know. Obviously they do that to save weight and so that they can have like other, I guess, improvements or better lap times or whatever. Hopefully that's how it works, but I don't want to go into a Formula One season where all the cars are just carbon fiber. It's not exciting. If you compare the old car to the new car for Alpine, they've lost so much of their paint. It's not exciting. It's just hints of blue. That's about it. It's very obvious what they did. And even with the pink livery, I talked about it in my last video. The pink livery was like, I think, one of my favorites, if not my favorite. But they destroyed it. I mean, at that launch, you got to see the pink livery, and it's just hints of pink with a bunch of carbon. So I don't know. I didn't really like it. So that's gonna be my 9th spot. And they have a bunch of influx of cash also coming in from all those investors. So I don't understand why their car is not the best looking out there. That's all I have to say. The next car that I'm going to talk about is the Williams. Now, the Williams it's a nice color blue. I like it. It definitely screams Duracell with that kind of battery on the top. I think that's what's most recognizable out of all of this. It really screams like it's a big, marketing scheme or deal or whatever you want to say. It just looks really basic. That's about all I have to say about that. It just looks basic. It doesn't really look like it's just too exciting. It's like they played it very safe. It is very reminiscent of last year's, but there have been like little differences in the livery. The car, hopefully there's big enough improvements here to where that they can get farther in the grid. But we definitely know that Alex Albon is gonna make some progress. He's gonna do whatever with that Williams to get, a Mercedes seat, whatever seat. He's gonna pull it off. So I believe in the car, and I believe that he's gonna take it somewhere. And also, I think they're gonna be late to their preseason testing. I think it's because they already have other testing that they're trying to do as well. But it kind of reminds me of whenever Williams also had an issue with getting to testing because they didn't have a part. Now this is completely different, but reminiscent, I guess you could say. The next car that I'm gonna put this for the 7th spot is going to be, let's see. I'm gonna see the Steak F1 team. The Steak F1 team, to me, it's interesting. Social media really like to dog on it about, how it kind of looks like. If you were to, play the Formula 1 game and just, you can make this own livery if you wanted to. Really. Their wheel covers are kind of interesting too. People are pointing out that it kind of looks like it's, something at a casino, like the red and whites or red and blacks. That little table where you can spin the ball and So, and not to mention too, the green is the kick, right? It's kick, Sauber, Steak, F1 team, whatever you want to call it. This team is going to be an interesting watch throughout the season because I know that they're having their own issues with the steak company, because I guess I'm not sure if they're based out of Netherlands or Switzerland or wherever, but I don't think that they're fully I don't know how to explain it. I think they have some legal issues that's currently going on, and I think some countries also have restrictions with gambling, restrictions, so they might have to change their name every once in a while at different countries, or I don't know. I'm guessing that's why they have Kick as another really big sponsor on there too. So we will see how that goes. Yeah, I think that green is just so bright. It is definitely kind of refreshing. That's why I didn't put it at the very bottom, is because it's kind of refreshing to see something that's not a regular color. It's definitely gonna pop out where if it does well, we're gonna say we love the team. If it doesn't do well, we're gonna say that the team looks a little weird. And the team kits also look pretty vibrant too, so yeah. My next spot, I'm gonna have to give it to, oh man, this is so difficult. I'm gonna say McLaren. I love McLaren. I love the papaya. I think it looks really nice, honestly. But I think that there are different teams that deserve a higher spot. I still personally like the wheel covers. Google Chrome, to me, that's just so creative. That's so cool to me. With their Mercedes power unit, I hope that they have found more performance and just more gains so that they can be up there with the Red Bulls. It's definitely going to be a season to watch with them if they do well or if they do bad, but hopefully there's ups and downs. Hopefully, Lando has a shot at getting a couple wins, even just one win. I don't know, he was supposed to get back then whenever, what was it, the Turkish Grand Prix? I don't know, it was raining and Lewis Hamilton went right by him, So, yeah, McLaren has a lot to look forward to. It's really kind of the spotlight's on them, so we'll see how it turns out for them. Yeah, what a beautiful car, but I think the Visa Cash App Red Bull, RB, whatever you want to call it, even the commentators are having a difficult time trying to say what to name the car. So I know that whenever we watch a race, the commentators are going to decide really what it's called, if they want to call it Visa Cash App or if they want to call it RB or whatever, because it's a mouthful. It really is. So this car to me is obviously they're Toro, so they're referring to it with this livery. I really like it. I really do. I think that red pops out. It kind of also reminds me of like a Red Bull can. But the Visa on the side of that, that looks just so badass. The Hugo on the very front of the wing, Orlean on the back. I think to me this is one of the better cases of sponsors on on a Formula One car. It just looks clean, you know. I saw like the interview with Daniel Ricciardo, and he just seemed so fired up to be back in the car and be back in the team, and just to give it his all. Honestly, I hope that he does really well. I hope that he can prove that he should be back in that Red Bull seat. That's what I've been saying. When it happens, I will be screaming and I will make a video about it. But they've obviously taken components from the Red Bull car, the previous car I think is what it was, which has sparked controversy. And I know that CEO Zach Brown has been very talkative, you know, like he's very worried about that, because obviously RB Visa Cash App really it's a second team, you know, it's a junior team. So to what extent can they be, you know, giving those type of parts, and just, is it fair, is it not? I don't know. So yeah, you know, obviously, because there's gonna be a shift in points if a car is, you know, with parts of an older car, but the same could be said for what is it, Racing Point, whenever they were taking a lot of parts and just ideas, I guess, from the Mercedes. They called it the pink Mercedes. So we'll see what that turns out to be. But as far as this car looks like, I hope it's competitive. I hope that we see some great racing from Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo. So I'm hyped for this car. I love it. Now, I think I have like 4 more cars. Okay. Wow, this one, it just keeps on getting more difficult and more difficult. Oh man, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say Ferrari. It's a Ferrari. That red is obviously beautiful. They've introduced a lot more yellow. It kind of seems like, again, they've, you know, on their rear wing, the Ferrari font, awesome, beautiful. The covers, you know, for the tire covers, it's red. They have everything about the car is just so nice and so aggressive. I think the rear end of the car looks a little bit different too, but I just hope that they are able to win more races. I hope that obviously I hope they look good for Hamilton for, you know, next 2026 whenever he comes in. But yeah, I'm astonished with just how beautiful the car is. I don't know really else what to say about this car other than it's safe. It's a Ferrari. It's gonna look how it's gonna look. It's gonna look great. So yeah, not much to say there. Carlos. I hope that also Carlos gets some wins, because this is his time to prove to everybody really that he deserves a seat at a top tier team. So I don't know if that's going to be Mercedes. I don't know if that's going to be Audi whenever they finally come in, but they're not really going to be competitive from what I think, because can you imagine like the Sauber team being up there right now? It's just too far away. I can't see it. I really can't see it. So hopefully he gets to keep his seat somewhere. But Ferrari, that's what I'm gonna say. Beautiful car. I love it. Aggressive. I like it. I'm gonna say Mercedes is next. Mercedes is doing a mixture. It seems like they're going more with the Red Bull type concept with the vents and just other aspects, but this car is cool. The front wing too, if anybody has seen the front wing, they've kind of like dished out some of the front wing and put like a wire so that it's kind of messing with the rolls. It's kind of like, you know, like it's kind of like playing with the rolls, and that's just, I guess, to make either less or more of an outwash. I think it's less of an outwash onto the tires such as the general car. So the little hints of red, I love it. The hints of blue, I love it. And they brought back the silver can get some wins with it. Yeah, I'm so excited for this season. Seeing these cars, even like these more top tier team cars, just really get me excited. And I just can't wait to see how competitive they're gonna be from day one, and to see if any teams have made any really bad decisions. So let's go on to the next team. This is purely off livery, not so much as, well, I don't know. I'm gonna say Aston Martin. I love that green. It's a little bit different of a hue than last year, I'm pretty sure, but it still looks so nice. I mean, that car is beautiful. I'm so biased with that color. I just love it so much. And they have a little bit of yellow going on. It just looks like it's gonna be fast. To me, that's it. I'm super excited, and I think that with, obviously they have a lot of money that's been put into the team, wind tunnels, and just everything. I think this is gonna be what it's gonna take for Fernando Alonso to get at least a couple of wins. I love it. I can't really say too much on the technical aspect, but just by looking at it, I think it's gonna be awesome. That back, though, kind of reminds me of the next team, which is going to be the Red Bull team. Now, it's obviously the same as last year, livery-wise, kind of. This car has changed. They are taking, like, the Mercedes vertical vent idea, philosophy, and I think it's such a power move. Everybody's trying to like copy, like the Red Bulls with the vents and just with like their philosophy, right? And here we have a team on the very top, switching it up, using basically gonna prove to Mercedes that the concept can work if it works, obviously. As you can tell, also the back of the car looks a lot different to me. Right there, it has like a big swoosh, right? I guess it's because they're just packaging the car a little bit different, but it just looks so aerodynamic. If there's something that is aerodynamic, like to represent it, it's this car. This car looks aggressive, beautiful. The sponsors too, nothing seems forced. Nothing seems like it shouldn't be there. Props to whoever did this, because this car is obviously Adrian Newey, but I'm talking about like the livery. Everybody, props to the Red Bull team. I love it. This car is crazy, and I know you guys saw those videos on Twitter of this car being down in the shakedown whenever, it's in the rain. What was that sound? I'm so excited to go to a race. Mexico is whenever I'm going to see this car in person, but that's my list. I think that these teams are really going to make a big difference. Hopefully the pack kind of like scrunches up a little bit more. I hope that Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, if there's another team that I'm blinking on, I hope that these teams get closer to the Red Bull so that we can have more closer fights, because we know that Max is just pulling off into the sunset. We also know that we have Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, Alex Albon, Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, all, Checo, all of them wanting to beat Max. And I think this season is going to be amazing. So let me know what you think about all of these teams. Let me know if there's specifically a livery that you like. Let me know if there's something that I didn't mention about some big change that's been on the cars. I love learning more